NDC for Omuchan Trobebre. Every day, Obie Intra Omucha. And Rana Jo, somebody in Amo, Omodi Dumsor Levy Aba. Dumsor Levy. Dumsor Levy. So first, and almost Elevy. Nayedi Aba. Omobeyi Elevy, no Omobeyi. And then Omodi Dumsor Levy Aba. It is 8 times the Elevy. Omo Ansuswan Yo. And then uto 1 liter of petrol, 1 cedi na ubetia. Uto 1,000 cedis of petrol, ubetia 83 cedis. 83 cedis as tax. Elevy no usende obi 1,000 momwa, ubetia 10 cedis. Omo and then ubetia 4,000, ubetia 83 cedis for fuel. We nimina more beba. By the time you be do 2028 no Ghana nyina be hu se omutwa ntro bebre mimi gidi se omubeka nkyere yen se yensan ba biom embafa aban no ensiesie.
The dialogue recognizes growing energy sector liabilities as the greatest existential threat to fiscal consolidation and macroeconomic stability. Our energy sector carries a debt burden of over $3.1 billion US, with an estimated $1.8 billion US more required to finance fuel procurements for uninterrupted thermal power generation in the coming months. If left unaddressed, this situation significantly threatens national productivity and industrial growth. While we have devised a strategy to liquidate this debt and staunch the bleeding in the power sector, we must take advantage of recent gains created by appreciation in the value of our currency to accelerate the solution to our energy sector challenges. In line with the dialogue's recommendation to boldly tackle the crisis in the energy sector, Parliament yesterday approved an amendment to the Energy Sector Levies Act and a certificate of urgency, introducing a 1 cedi, Ghana cedi, increase in the energy sector recovery levy. This decision, though difficult, is necessary and justifiable. The additional revenue projected is 5.7 billion cedis annually. This revenue will be strictly ring-fenced to pay down legacy energy debt, finance ongoing fuel purchase, and avert the risk of recurring power shortages. Funds from this levy will not be subject to the hazards of the consolidated fund. And the minister is here. I know when money falls into the consolidated fund, it faces certain hazards. It will not be subject to the hazards of the consolidated fund. The fund will be regularly audited and audit reports made public to ensure its transparent use. While initially much of this revenue will go into the purchase of fuel to ensure stable supply of electricity, with the ongoing developments in the upstream sector, we expect to receive more gas from our E&I Sankofa and Jubilee and 10 fields. With also the assurance of additional gas through the West African gas pipeline, we expect to substantially reduce the use of liquid fuels in our energy mix. At that stage, the resources generated by this increased levy will be channeled to pay down accumulated legacy debts in the power sector. With the recent gains in macro stability and strengthening of the Ghanaian cedi, this levy is not expected to result in any immediate fuel price increases at the pump. We are fully aware of the burden this will place on households and businesses, but I want to assure Ghanaians that this decision was not taken lightly. Furthermore, the government will continue working to reduce systemic inefficiencies in the energy procurement and distribution sectors, while enhancing targeted social interventions for vulnerable groups. Reforming the tax system for growth and fairness. Another central recommendation of the dialogue was to reform Ghana's overcomplicated distortionary tax regime, which has become both a disincentive to investment and a burden on the ordinary citizen. Accordingly, the government has moved to repeal 4 punitive and counterproductive taxes within the first 90 days of this administration: the electronic transfer levy, which was known as the e-levy tax, the emissions levy, and the betting tax. Additionally, we're undertaking a comprehensive rationalization of the VAT regime to remove cascading effects and restore predictability and fairness in VAT taxes. After stakeholder consultation and parliamentary review, these changes will take effect from September 2025. Our goal is to have a leaner, simpler, pro-business tax framework that supports growth and compliance.
That the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Bill 2025 be now read a second time. Mr. Speaker, the object of the bill is to amend the Energy Sector Levies Act 1135, to increase the rate of the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy in order to raise additional revenue to support the payment of the energy sector shortfalls, reduce energy sector legacy debt, and stabilize power supply. Right Honorable Speaker, the power sector is the biggest economic and fiscal risk presently faced by the country. This could lead to a major crisis if it is not addressed. The challenge in the energy sector are quite enormous, emanating from debt, shortfalls, insufficient gas, and inefficiencies. Mr. Speaker, as at May 2025, the total energy sector debt equals $3.1 billion United States dollars. Aside this debt, Mr. Speaker, the car power guarantee of $120 million US dollars has been drawn down completely. Mr. Speaker, also, the ENI guarantee from the World Bank amounting to $512 million United States dollars has also been drawn down. Mr. Speaker, we have a responsibility to reinstate these guarantees immediately. Aside that, Mr. Speaker, if you are to add these two debts put together, government of Ghana will have to cough approximately $3.7 billion United States dollars to clean up the energy sector debt. But right Honorable Speaker, the difficulty we face actually is that today, the tariffs that are being introduced by the PULC excludes liquid fuels. This means, Mr. Speaker, that the Ministry of Finance will have to find a way to finance the purchase of liquid fuels year in, year out. The Speaker, that amounts to $1.2 billion United States dollars annually. The Speaker, this cannot be sustained. This, aside the energy sector shortfalls, will mean that every year, government of Ghana will have to look for 28 billion cedis to 30 billion cedis to keep the lights on. The Speaker, this will mean that if we fail to confront the situation head on, a time will come that this energy sector will crowd out key expenditures of state. Right Honorable Speaker, the PULC also informed us that if they are to include the cost, the 1.2 billion liquid fuel cost, it will mean that the price of the electricity tariffs will be increased by 57%. Mr. Speaker, I want to repeat for the record that the introduction of this levy will not amount to an increase in the ex-pump price. Mr. Speaker, I will give you certain information. Mr. Speaker, as at May, the window number two for May, the average petrol price sold by Vivo Energy, Total Energies, and Star Energies was that a liter of petrol was sold at 13 cedis and 05 pesos as at May 2nd. Mr. Speaker, this means that as a result of the cedi appreciation, even though the Ghana is selling petrol, we are seeing some price reduction. Mr. Speaker, the window beginning today, June 2nd, the window beginning today, June 2nd, will mean that as a result of this currency appreciation, a liter of petrol will be sold at 11 cedis 89 pesos. 11 cedis 89 pesos. Mr. Speaker, and this is for Vivo Energy, Total Energies, and Star Energy. Mr. Speaker, these four companies sells 80% of the petroleum product we see on a daily basis. Mr. Speaker, currently, as we speak, after today, government of Ghana will see an average reduction of the people of Ghana will see an average reduction of 1 cedi 17 pesos. All what we are saying is that we will use the 1 cedi, the shortfall of 1 cedi, to fix the energy sector shortfalls. Mr. Speaker, in total, there will still be no increase on fuel prices. We will see no increase. Rather, we will see a marginal reduction even after this energy. Mr. Speaker, I want to assure the people of Ghana that if you are to buy petrol today from Total Energies, after this levy, you will still save 10 pesos. Mr. Speaker, if you are to buy petrol from Star Energies, after this levy, you will still save 47 pesos. Mr. Speaker, if you are to buy petrol from Vivo Energy, after this levy, you will still save 30 pesos. Mr. Speaker, that is the kind of work we are doing. But Right Honorable Speaker, to conclude on this matter, I want to assure the people of Ghana that the currency stability will continue. The Ghana cedi will remain strong. The Ghana cedi is doing well, and this trajectory will continue. Mr. Speaker, I want to assure members of this House that the NDC will find a way to stabilize the Ghana cedi. Mr. Speaker, for the records, for the first month operation of the Ghana Gold Board, the month of May, they were able to buy 11.4 tons of gold. That brought in itself $1.2 billion United States dollars worth of foreign currency. That has gone to the central bank, and the central bank will use this to build enough reserves to intervene for the currency to be strong. So, Speaker, we mean well. Prices are falling. Inflation is coming down. We can see prices of goods and services coming down daily. The Speaker, this will continue, and so you should be happy. The Speaker, I stand by my promise to deliver low prices, stable cedi, and good jobs for the people of Ghana. I so submit, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
But Mr. Speaker, let me start by saying that the minority is vehemently against this particular tax. Vehemently. Mr. Speaker, today we are standing with the Ghanaian people. Adongo was talking about patriotism. Mr. Speaker, whilst Dr. Attoforsen was speaking, I saw members on their side applauding Dr. Attoforsen. Mr. Speaker, I am excited this particular debate is being beamed live for everybody to see. Every Ghanaian has seen that the majority is jubilating over an increment of taxes. Yes. Mr. Speaker, in this house, the key people who argued, the key people who argued in this house, Dr. Attoforsen, my very good brother John Jinapo, and Mr. Adongo, the same people who were speaking against taxes are today the same people laying papers, introducing statements, and making arguments for new taxes. Mr. Speaker, let me put the issues in perspective.
Thank you.
In 2024, E-Levy alone, E-Levy, which they opposed vehemently, raked in close to about 2 billion Ghana cedis, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
In 2024, 2 billion. Today, Dr. Ato Forson presented to us a fiscal impact analysis. And Mr. Speaker, Dr. Ato Forson intends to rake in 5.7 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, last year, 5.3 billion liters of fuel was sold. We anticipate that there will be an increment of about 20%, which will lead us to about 8.5 billion. Mr. Speaker, they intend to impose 1 Ghana cedis on each liter. On each liter. On each liter. That is what we are being told in this house. Mr. Speaker,
MBC.
they intend to impose 1 cedis on each liter. On each liter. A gallon is about 4 cedis 50 pesos. Mr. Speaker, your guess is as good as mine. Mr. Speaker, let me just put this thing in perspective. Just this year, during the budget, Dr. Ato Forson presented this energy sector levy. Mr. Speaker, petrol was selling at 95 pesos. Per this new bill, Mr. Speaker, there is going to be an increment of 105%. Diesel is going to go up by 103%. Naphtha is going to go up by 105%. Mr. Speaker, marine fuel is going to go up by 400%. Mr. Speaker, the shocking part is that marine gas. Sit down. Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, order.
Mr. Speaker, nothing can stop me from talking about the good news. I am wondering how Dafia Mekpo will explain this to his constituents. When they buy 1 gallon of fuel to go to the farm, I am wondering how Dafia Mekpo will explain to his constituents. Mr. Speaker, just last month, PURC increased electricity by 14.7%. Water was increased by 4.02%. Mr. Speaker, here we are again. Less than 1 month, they are back here to increase the taxes again.
Is that what they promised the people of Ghana?
Mr. Speaker, is that what they promised the people of Ghana? Is that what they promised the people of Ghana? Is this the reset they are talking about? Is this the reset His Excellency John Dramani Mahama promised the people of Ghana? You are taking off E-Levy. Now you are bringing D-Levy, Dumsor Levy, E-Levy Pro Max. E-Levy Pro Max. That is what they are introducing to the House. But Mr. Speaker, let me say again that we, the minority, the mighty minority, we stand with the Ghanaian people and we are going to reject this bill in all its front. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Honorable Phyllis Kwachi Okosu.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you. Oh, what's your problem?
Honorable Habib, I've just recognized him.
Yeah, Mr.
What
Speaker,
has he said to warrant a point of
Mr.
order?
Speaker, you said a member must speak from his seat. Where he's seated, that's all he sits. He should go and debate from his rightful seat. Because when you check the screen, when you start speaking, It is Honorable Jaja name that is appearing. He should go to his seat. He should go to his seat and start debating. That's why he sits. He should go and sit at his seat.
Yes, Honorable Richard Achampong.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Richard Achampong. Honorable Richard Achampong, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the very person who is complaining about the honorable member for not speaking from his seat, where he's seated, it's not his seat. This is not your seat. Your name has not been programmed over there. So go back to your seat and speak. Then he can also speak from where he's seated.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for coming to my aid. And
Abib, you should know that he's a minister. Respect him.
Mr. Speaker, there is such a thing. There is such a thing as feigned outreach.
Honorable member, I am trying to see the name there, but I cannot see the name.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member, whose seat is that?
Mr. Speaker, you are in charge. I have made an application to you to the effect that the member to contribute to the debate is not on his rightful chair. If you are ruling that he can speak on that seat, then so be it. So the Hansa will capture it. Then every member can speak from anywhere. Leadership. I am a leader and I am seated here. That's why I'm saying the speaker should rule on it. You cannot sit there.
Mr.
Honorable
Speaker,
Deputy Minority
I
Whip.
thank you for the opportunity.
You see, the seats are supposed to be labeled. But where I sit, I'm looking at it, I have not seen any label. So I don't know the reason for it. But I can see that your sides are labeled. That is why I am struggling. So, Honorable Kwachi Ofosu, is that your seat? Honorable Felix Ofosu, if that is your seat, you have the floor. Continue.
Mr. Speaker, these are deliberate efforts. These are deliberate efforts by our colleagues on the other side to stultify the debate. Mr. Speaker, there is such a thing as feigned outreach. And that is precisely what the minority is exhibiting. For people who behaved the way they did in government, it lies ill in their mouths to purport to be opposing this measure. Mr. Speaker, there comes a time when bold decisions must be taken. And in our recent history, similar bold decisions have resulted in the resolution of some of the most complex challenges that we have faced. There was a time when the downstream petroleum sector was plagued with debts which had become unsustainable.
Honorable Minister, just hold it. Yes, Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not on a point of order against my respected colleague, the Minister. But Mr. Speaker, I just want a clarity on the application of our rules. Mr. Speaker, I know that we are often flexible. But where you strictly say that a member must speak from his place, and your attention is being drawn to the fact that on the screen, it is showing that the place where the member just stood is for another member. Mr. Speaker, if it so pleases you to introduce flexibility, which is part of our practice, Mr. Speaker, I don't have a problem. But Mr. Speaker, this side is concerned because you have gone very hard at even some senior members. The recent one being Honorable Patrick Bawumia. Mr. Speaker, that is the reason why this application is being made. If on this occasion it so pleases the chair to vary and to ensure flexibility, Mr. Speaker, there's no problem. But at least Hansard should have it that because there are no labels and all, you want to allow for some flexibility so that the colleagues can speak from wherever they are. That is all.
Honorable Minority Leader, I think you've heard me loud and clear. I believe in the rules. So when the issue was raised, I tend to look whether a member is speaking from his seat, honorable member, and I realized that at the majority side, the labels are removed. So the thinking is that they are doing some relabeling. So once the labels are not there, so it doesn't mean that I am relaxing the rules. Yes.
Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker,
you see, honorable members, those who have been in the House for some time knows that after the appointment of the ministers, there are these changes that are expected to happen. So if as a result of that, the labels are removed, where I sit, I will be unable to determine that this is the situation. Yes, Honorable Majority Whip, let me hear you.
Mr. Speaker, the matter of the permanent assignment of seats in the House is not concluded. It is not. As we speak, we are litigating on the matter of how the demarcation should be between us and our brothers on the other, and sisters on the other side. Speaker has directed that he will deal with the matter. That is why our name tags are not pasted finally on where we should be seated. So for some time now, the rules are relaxed regarding this particular order. So please, can you be calm so we deal with this matter? Can you, Speaker, with all due respect, I am the Chief Whip, and your Chief Whip knows that this matter is not concluded. So you cannot be exacting this rule against our members because we don't have definite assigned seats. So please, Speaker, this is the position of our side. It's not concluded. So honestly, the Honorable Felix Kwachi Ofosu hasn't been assigned a seat yet. He has not been assigned a seat yet. The IT department has done some preliminary assignments in the interim, but it is not definite. So, Speaker, this is the position.
Yes, Honorable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, Order 115 governs the matter. 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 Order 115 governs
Let's just read it carefully. Subject to the discretion of the Speaker and Order 169, 3B, a member who intends to speak shall rise in the member's place and address the chair while standing only after catching the eye of the Speaker. Despite Rule 1, a member may catch the eye of the Speaker by the use of the relevant technology determined by the House. So, Mr. Speaker, a member is required to be at his place and rise from his place. And when he so rises or she so rises, you can then decide that the person has caught your eye. But, Mr. Speaker, the rule also says that this is all subject to your discretion. So a member may rise at another place. If the member rises at another place and you decide that the member has caught your eye and you grant the member leave to go ahead and speak, no one in this chamber can stop that member from speaking, because you have so decided. The discretion is yours. So to the extent that you have recognized him, he's caught your eye, irrespective of where he is sitting, and you have decided that he should speak, no one can stop him from speaking. So let's put this matter to rest.
Yes, Honorable Deputy Whip.
Mr. Speaker, the majority leader and the leader of the House, per Order 115 that he has quoted, this is not the first time this very member, the minister, is debating in this chamber. He has debated from that angle. He has debated from this angle. He cannot be a seat prostitute. No, he cannot. So, Mr. Speaker, if the majority leader accepts seat prostitute, okay, Mr. Speaker, it's withdrawn. Mr. Speaker, my point here is that this is not the first time.
Yes, Honorable Kwame Abuja.
Mr. Speaker, my colleague, the Deputy Minority Chief Whip, has a right to make his point. But, Mr. Speaker, the point has already been made that where he's sitting, first of all, is a seat for the Deputy Minority Leader. Yet he is the one who gets up identifying where people should sit. Mr. Speaker, to the extent that he is calling people seat prostitutes, can there be a better seat prostitute than him? Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, the description of a colleague in this House as a seat prostitute is very offensive, and he must sit in his rightful seat and withdraw that statement immediately. Mr. Speaker, that kind of word has never been used in this House. I entered this House in 2013. I've never heard any colleague describing another one as prostitute. So let him withdraw that statement and apologize immediately. Mr. Speaker, as I did earlier on, my point is that, Mr. Speaker, I made the point that today is not the first time the minister is debating in this chamber. He has debated from various seats. So I was describing the movement from seat to seat as a seat prostitute. But if he is offended, Mr. Speaker, I shall withdraw that. Mr. Speaker, as they rightly indicated, I was speaking from the Deputy Minority Leader seat. The same way I have been able to detect that he is speaking from Honorable Jaja's seat. I have come to take my rightful seat, so the Honorable Minister must do the right thing. He should also go to his seat and then speak from his seat, because that's what the standing orders in 115 said.
Honorable Phyllis Ofosu-Kwachi, is that your seat?
Mr. Speaker, nobody has assigned me a seat. There's no label here. How do I know why I sit?
Honorable Alhaji Muntaka.
Mr. Speaker, they are placing form over substance, Mr. Speaker.
So just tell them, okay, in that case, this you have a seat, you go there.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the majority chief will clarify by saying that he's not been able to resolve the sitting arrangement. The majority leader further mentioned that the discussion is just as yours. But Mr. Speaker, there's one that is beyond doubt. The one that is beyond doubt is that this ballot box, this side, is ministerial one, and my colleague is a minister. So to cut long story, let him come and stand there, because that one is in no doubt, because that's a ministerial decision. So that we end this thing and go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minority Chief Whip.
Go and look for your seat. Go and look for your seat. Go and look for your seat. You are not standing at this fight box. Go and look for your seat.
Honorable Minority Chief Whip, you have the floor.
You should go and look for your seat. Go and look for your seat. Your seat is at the back there. Go. Go to the back. Your seat is at the back there. Go there. This is not the supposed. Go to the back.
Honorable John Darko, please resume your seat.
You should go back.
Speaker. Yes. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable, you have the floor.
Yeah, I want to speak. Speaker, our colleagues should listen to us.
You have the floor.
Yes. First of all, I think this is not a matter we should overly drag. The majority leader read the appropriate orders, except that he failed to admit that Speaker has ruled severally on this matter. You are your good self, you've ruled severally on this matter. The proposition by my good friend, the chief whip, that we are not, seats have not been assigned. It's not entirely true. Leader, with respect to you. Yes, it's not entirely true. The only challenge we had were just few places here, which we have to resolve. I know the seats, oftentimes my colleague sits on. He sits at the back there. He knows his seat. Speaker, let's make progress. Why are we dragging this matter? Those who are saying
Honorable Minority
Speaker, he's a member of parliament.
Few hours ago,
Speaker,
the minority leader indicated that any member of your side could speak from the dispatch box. Do you stand by that?
Speaker, what the Minister for Interior said is not in the orders. The Honorable Felix is our friend, he is our colleague, we respect him as a minister, but he has a seat, he has been assigned a seat. That is a statement of fact. Speaker, are you going against your own ruling? Severally you have ruled that members should speak from their seats. Why on this occasion, Speaker? Why will you chicken out on this occasion? He should go to his seat and let's make progress. Well, if you want him to sit on the dispatch box, let him sit on the dispatch box. Because he's a minister, he should sit on the dispatch box. Well, Speaker, we are entirely in your hands. But I am worried. Speaker, I am worried that You are going against your own earlier rulings. And Speaker, this is it's defective. You have ruled severally that we should speak from our seats. The minister and the member should humbly move to his seat and make his point. What is this? What?
Honourable members, the rule has been read. It is at my discretion. Honourable members, if seats are not properly arranged for members as we speak right now, as a result of which the label has been removed, making it difficult for me where I sit to look and determine, I intend to exercise my discretion to allow the minister to speak wherever he is. So, Honourable Minister, you have the floor. I will then charge the majority. I will charge the majority whip to exercise, to expedite an action and make sure that the majority side, their seats are properly labeled.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for indulging me. Mr. Speaker, I was making the point that whereas we on this side have enormous respect for the views and sensibilities of Ghanaians on all national matters, we must be wary of feigned outreach, which our colleagues on the other side are attempting to foist on us this evening. Mr. Speaker, for a group that handled the Ghanaian economy the way they did, it lies ill in their mouths to purport to oppose a bill which is designed to address one of the most complex challenges that is weighing down the energy sector. Mr. Speaker, the finance minister, in moving the motion, painted an accurate picture of the current situation in the energy sector. The energy sector is riddled with unsustainable debts, most of which has come about because of gross mismanagement of the economy by our colleagues on the other side. Mr. Speaker, as I speak, we require a colossal $3.7 billion, which translates into almost 50 billion Ghana cedis, to clear debts that have hung over our heads for close to 2 decades. Mr. Speaker, this has become a clear and present danger for Ghana's energy sector. And the time has come for bold initiatives to be adopted in order that we overcome this problem. Mr. Speaker, I was making the point just before I was interrupted that in our recent history, similar bold action has resulted in freeing up the space in the petroleum downstream sector. There was a time when persistent under-recoveries and huge debt overhangs created shortages in fuel products. The then government under President Mahama in 2015 took the bold step of carrying out full deregulation of the sector. Because of that, we have been able to avoid the recurrence of debt, and today petroleum products are available on a regular basis on the market. Mr. Speaker, when debt threatened to hinder further progress in the energy sector, the Energy Sector Levies Act was passed by this House, and that resulted in the accrual of over 40 billion Ghana cedis over the 8-year period that our colleagues on the other side were in power. Somehow, they still managed, in spite of this colossal amount, to bequeath in excess of 80 billion Ghana cedis as debt to us when we took over. This has become a huge difficulty. And the minister says that if this difficulty in the power sector was to be resolved by passing it on to consumers in that sector, it would mean a 50% increase in electricity tariffs. It is the duty of governments to look for ways to lessen the burden and plight and suffering of the Ghanaian people. And that is precisely what this government has been doing. We committed ourselves to reducing hardships. And since we have been in power in the last 5 months, we have done more than any other government under the Fourth Republic to lessen the burden of the Ghanaian public. Mr. Speaker, as I speak to you, this pricing window would mark the 8th consecutive time that fuel prices have dropped. When we took over power, fuel sold at an average of 15.6 Ghana cedis a litre. This added up to over 70 Ghana cedis a gallon for fuel. Because of prudent economic management and our ability to cause the appreciation of the cedi, fuel prices have now dropped to around 54 Ghana cedis a gallon. From 70, which is a reduction of 16 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, when our colleagues on the other side came into power in 2017, fuel sold at around 14 cedis a gallon. By the time they left power, a litre of fuel was selling at 15 Ghana cedis. A litre. But we find that there is a need to do something about the debt overhang in the power sector. According to the energy minister, he requires $1.2 billion every year to buy fuel, liquid fuel, to fire our thermal plants. This is not a component in electricity pricing, because our colleagues on the other side took a decision that they were going to buy fuel on credit and find a way to pay back as and when they find money. But that has proven unsustainable and is leading to a situation where if we don't take prompt action, it will completely undermine the power sector. It is the duty of a responsible government to fix this problem. That is why we have come before the people of Ghana to make this proposal, which will keep fuel prices far below what we inherited when they left power in January 2025. Ghanaians will not pay fuel, I beg your pardon, at the level that they were paying when they were in power, despite the introduction of this levy. Indeed, the minister has just demonstrated that available figures show that because of the consistent gains we have made in the value of the cedi, despite the introduction of this levy, we are going to have a net decrease.
Let me recognize Honorable Minority Chief.
Speaker, our colleague made a significant point, and this is a house of record. He says his administration has reduced taxes more than any other administration. I want to put it to him. Speaker, you increase the sustainability levy from 1% to 3%. And then the sunset clause...
Honorable member, what is your point of order?
Speaker, it's a statement
what
of
is your
fact.
point of order?
Fact. Speaker, I can reference order 1, 2, 3, but
what
that is not the
your
fact.
Point of order?
I'm saying that statement is not true.
Because and that is his opinion. You can also disagree with him.
But I'm putting it to him that they increased sustainability levy from 1% to 3%. The sunset clause, which was supposed to exit at 2025, they extended it to 2028.
The practice is that hold it. When it gets to your turn, then you can also place it on record. When it gets to your turn, then you can also place it on record. Your view can also be placed on record. And it is left out to the jury to decide what you said and what he said. Which one is correct?
Because in this house, it is also a practice that when somebody is speaking and he puts out an information which is falsehood, under order 122, we can come under that order, you see, and correct him.
The order that you are quoting, that the member is stating falsehood. You are delving into a matter of privileges. That is how it is. Invoke the order and see whether it will not be a matter of privileges. It will be a matter of privileges. You can look at the relevant order. So you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Minority Chief Whip has spoken, but he has actually said nothing. Because I never said this government has reduced taxes more than any other government. I said this government has reduced hardships than any other government under the Fourth Republic, which is a fact. Indeed, the very commodity we are discussing, fuel, is cheaper now than when they left power. That is evidence of reducing hardship. Mr. Speaker, only last week or the week before, transportation prices fell by 15%. Mr. Speaker, there is evidence on the market that a gallon of oil, which sold above 1,000 Ghana cedis, now sells at 650 Ghana cedis. Yes. Mr. Speaker, multiple industries, including those who produce beverages, have announced significant reductions in the prices of their products. That is evidence of reducing hardships. Mr. Speaker, for the Ghanaian businessman who imported items, who used to exchange a dollar at 16 to 17 Ghana cedis, they now do so under 11 cedis. That is evidence of reducing hardships. So when I say that this government has done more to reduce hardships than any other under the Fourth Republic, I have spoken fact. It is grounded. But Mr. Speaker, I was making the point that whereas it is the duty of government to reduce hardships, it is also our duty to ensure that if we face imminent threats to the power sector, we act timeously to avert same. This arrangement, through the increase of ESLA, would ensure that at the very least this year, $500 million, equivalent to about 5.7 billion Ghana cedis, is available for the purchase of fuel. And Mr. Speaker, the only reason why fuel does not form part of power or electricity pricing is that they took a convenient political decision to exclude it in the price buildup in the hope that they could defer today's problem to tomorrow. That kind of governance always catches up with you. Mr. Speaker, I also noted that my respected friend who spoke on their behalf cited percentages in order to create the impression of humongous increases. Mr. Speaker, the famous economics professor, Aaron Livingston, once said that statistics are like bikinis. What you see is suggestive, but what they conceal is vital. The reason why he cited percentages is to create a misleading impression that there has been an over-the-top increase in the price of fuel. But Mr. Speaker, the total cumulative effect of this increase will be a net reduction because other factors contributed to by the economic prudence of this government have resulted in a consistent downward trend in the price of fuel. Those are the facts that he sought to conceal by stating those misleading statistics. Mr. Speaker, it is all well and good. It is all well and good for them to play politics and purport to be outraged. A party that introduced more than 30 different taxes within a space of 30 years cannot possibly be outraged over a minimal increase in an existing tax. They cannot reprobate and approbate. They cannot love taxes and hate taxes at the same time. They cannot hate pork and eat pork soup. Mr. Speaker, if they were genuinely concerned about the Ghanaian people, they would not have slapped the multiplicity of taxes they did on them when they were in power. We are compelled to take this measure, and we do so at a time when we have demonstrated capacity to reduce the burden of the Ghanaian people. And we commit to using the resources that accrue from this increase in the levy in a manner that sustainably addresses the biggest risk to the Ghanaian economy, which is the debt overhang in the power sector. I urge my colleagues to move away from the grandstanding, to move away from the politicking, to move away from the pretense, and join us in this effort to resolve one of our biggest problems, because it will turn out that in the long run, we will permanently overcome what has become a cyclical problem which they struggled and failed to address. Mr. Speaker, I urge the House to back the Finance Minister and the Energy Minister in this nation-building exercise, so that we may guarantee security of power going forward, so that our children do not have to shoulder the responsibility that we reneged on. I thank you so much for your